In today's episode, we are recapping the MarTech East conference that I had a chance to speak at this week along with CEO Katie Robbert. We did a 3-hour workshop on attribution and then 2 days of conference talks. So let's take a look at what the major themes were this year. MarTech has always been, and still is, mostly about marketing operations. It's still the major focus, and that's a great thing because that's an area where marketing tends to be very deficient. One of the interesting things that was running through attendees' minds, and it certainly was a major topic at both mornings' breakfasts, was that buy versus build is still largely the focus. People are talking about normalizing their MarTech stack and adding tools in gaps and stuff. And it's astonishing to me that the first impulse of a marketing operations person or a chief marketing officer is something's not working, let's buy some more stuff. There's a reason why Scott Brinker's MarTech Loomscape, that huge landscape with all those logos, 8,000 of them, there's a reason why there's 8,000 logos. If that's the mindset people are in, let's just buy more stuff to see if that fixes the problem. It doesn't. But I thought that was interesting in the number of conversations I had with attendees. Their instinct is, let's buy more stuff to try and fix the problems. I remember sitting at breakfast the second day, listening to this person talk about how they felt like their stack was incomplete and they needed some additional lead scoring technologies, and they needed some new regularization technologies and something to deal with synchronization. And I said, so what do you have in-house for your stack? And they said, well, the major components are web analytics from Google, Eloqua, Salesforce.com, an ERP system, and then they listed like 15 other tools. I'm like, you know that the 10 other tools that you listed, they are duplicative of some of the capabilities in the core platforms that you already own. They're like, no, I didn't know that. So, well, I feel like there's some more juice you could squeeze out of the things you're already paying for before you go buy something new. Now, that's not to say you don't ever need to buy something new. Sometimes you absolutely do, and you need a point solution that provides a service or a function that just can't get anywhere else. That's a great opportunity to look at a point solution. But if you're paying, hundreds or thousands of dollars every month for these major platforms, it's worth a deep dive into the manual to see what's in there. So that was one of the major takeaways for me. Second, we are at peak CDP, customer data platforms. These are services that promise to extract and unify all your customer data, give you, 360-degree one view of the customer and all that stuff. And everybody and their cousin says they're a CDP now. Former data management platforms, etc. Everybody, even tag management software, is now claiming to be a CDP. CDPs have a problem, and the problem is this: they are a band-aid on poor process governance and poor discipline when it comes to technology. If you need a third-party piece of software to unify all of your data, it means that you do not have a good handle on your data. There are many, many really good database services, data extraction services, etc., that can perform the functions of a CDP, but allow you to own your data rather than have a third-party vendor managing it for you. And in a lot of cases, the CDP is a band-aid and it's an expensive band-aid, because if you can't find where all your data is and match it up, yes, a piece of software can do that, but you should be already doing that. You should already have good identifiers, normalized identifiers throughout your data. So that's one aspect I thought was interesting. The second was that privacy issues are on everyone's radar, which is great. GDPR still not being followed well by a lot of companies. And then CCPA and like 13 of its variants also looming large on people's minds. And I went through the expo hall and talked to about half a dozen CDP vendors, and I asked them, how does your product help a marketer deal with these issues. And they said, well, our software all has these features that allow you to input the privacy policies of your choice, and and then you configure it, and then you set it, and then it will obey what you tell it to do. I said, that's not helpful, because if you are not familiar with the law already, you may misimplement or just not implement privacy features. And so another point of contention I have with these vendors is, you're not making people's lives easier by automatically suggesting, hey, this field looks like an identifying field, you should anonymize it so that you are in compliance with the law. There is a lot of work to be done by a lot of vendors. I heard one vendor say, well, we're GDPR compliant, so we're automatically CCPA compliant. I'm like, nope, that's not how that works. The laws are different. They are different enough that you do need to merge the different pieces and identify what sort of the strictest, highest standard of compliance is. That will automatically make you compliant for both, but you have to merge those features together in order to get to that. Simple example, GDPR is at the individual level, CCPA is at the household level. And so your default for privacy has to be at the household level if you want one policy to rule them all. Third point, AI, still poorly understood by a lot of people, but more companies are trying. I did hear a number of people saying that we're doing pilot deployments and things like that, and seeing some good initial results. I saw one person from a pharmaceutical company talking about their data science and AI efforts, mostly on conversion rate optimization. They were able to get 30% lift in about 6 months once they got all their data untangled and such. So that was a great thing to see. Glad to see that there's progress being made there. And finally, I can't believe we're still talking about attribution. Not that it isn't important, because it is, but that more companies have not made good progress on building their attribution models. Katie and I did a workshop, and it was a wild mix of people, from people who were like, yep, we have a functional multi-touch attribution model informed by machine learning, to we don't have anything yet. And it's shocking to me that, really almost a decade after multi-touch attribution models really started hitting the market, that we're still at a point where it's not commonplace, at least on the digital side, right? I totally get merging offline and online is really difficult, and you need to have you do need to have data science and machine learning capabilities, but there's no reason not to be using multi-touch attribution, at least on digital, in digital marketing, because the data is there, the click stream is largely intact, and it will at least point you in the right direction. So those are some of the major highlights from MarTech East. Fantastic conference. Huge thanks to Scott Brinker and the Third Door Media team for having me come out and do a workshop and speak. If you want to see the session, go to wherecanigettheslides.com or just go to the Trust Insights website, and you can watch the entire video from the session. But again, huge thanks to those folks, and looking forward to participating in more MarTech events. As always, please leave your questions below, subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the newsletter. I'll talk to you soon.
Want help solving your company's data analytics and digital marketing problems? Visit trustinsights.ai today and let us know how we can help you.